Hello everyone, it's Chrissy here from the Creative Eclectic. Happy Tuesday. Or if you're in the States, it's still Monday. Hope everyone is having a fabulous Tuesday. I know I am having the best Tuesday ever. And I'll share that with you in a minute of why. Yeah. So we'll just wait for a few people to come on and watch and we'll get started. So today's Facebook Live is all about markers and a couple of techniques, but we've also got something fun to do first. Let me see if I can find myself on. There we go. Oh, hello, Marnie. Hope you're having a good day. Yeah, I'm having the best day. But anyway, there'll be more on that a little bit fairly soon. Just making sure I've got this shared with the people that I need to share it with. All right. And also okay. Okay. Oh, you cleaned out both garages. Oh, goodness. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Jody. Hi, Glenda. Hope you're all having a lovely day. Oh, fridges. Not garages. All right. So, on Saturday, you might have recalled, I drew a $50 board. And so since Saturday, where we were up to here, we've filled up our next $50 board. And so, oh, hi Jan. Oh, it's a lovely day in the Barossa. Oh, it's very jealous. So anyway, since Saturday, we've had all of these people, plus some more on my second board, put in orders. And I just wanted to say how grateful I am for all of those orders and for everyone who has been supporting me. But I've got a little announcement, but I want to wait a few minutes before I do that. But I want to firstly draw for everyone. So for every $50 you spend with me in a single order, you get your name on a number. So if you if you have 28 times 50 and you've got that on my board, it's until the board fills up. So I'm going to draw out a number for between 1 and 50. And we are going to... Oh, hang on. Let me just make sure I can't see it. I'll hold it right up to the phone, then I can't see what the numbers are. So then... All right. Let's see what number we've got. So our number I've drawn is number 35. So number 35 on this board is Kelly Olds. Congratulations, Kelly. You have won a $50 voucher to spend with me next month on Stampin' Up! Goodies. So congratulations, Kelly. Well done. So now you might be asking, it's like, oh, Chrissy, you're not going to fill up this board. And if I don't, I'll still draw it on the 30th of September. But if we only have 9 people or 44 people or whatever, what I will do is that's the value of the voucher. So I can only give a $50 voucher if the whole board is full, and I have to do it within my Stamping Up year. Okay. So, congratulations, Kelly Olds. You are awesome. And it was such a lovely surprise to get an order from you. All right. So I guess you want to know what my little bit of news is. So today, at about 3:30, I put in an order with Stamping Up that took me over the line to earn incentive trip. But then I had to wait until 4:26 before Stamping Up refreshed the reports. So I earned the Stamping Up incentive trip today, and I'm just so grateful and humbled and happy. I was going to wait until the end of the live, but you know what? I just can't wait to share that news. And so, yes, thank you to everyone who supported me, especially my accountability buddies, my husband, my co-hosts in events, Vicky and Shani, everyone who's helped me along the way. I really, really appreciate your help and support, and everyone who's put in an order and shared my posts and all of those things. I am so grateful. I don't know whether to laugh or cry, you know. But I do know that I picked up the wrong colour stamp set when I was in my rush to get up here. It's been a very roller coaster afternoon, and what I think is just really beautiful is when I first started Stamping Up, my mum put in my very first order, and my previous upline put in, well, she didn't put in an order, but she helped me post my very first workshop. And both of those people, both my mum and my dear friend Kim, helped have the last 2 orders today that put me over the line. So I just want to thank them. I am so, so grateful, and I think that that's just a beautiful thing. So thank you, everyone. Now, that's enough about me and my Stamping Up trip. So the trip is until May. Less than 1% of I've got to say, less than 1% of demonstrators earn it. And let me tell you, you do earn it. You can't just, well, unless you're super, super rich, you cannot just buy this trip. It's a lot of hard work, and there's a reason why less than 1% of demonstrators earn it. And I must say, last October, I put that goal out there, but I wasn't sure that I would get there. I didn't have enough faith in myself. But I'm very fortunate to be surrounded by people who have way more faith in me than I do. All right, so that's enough blabbing about the incentive trip. So it's in May, it's to Disney World, and we're staying at the Grand Floridian Resort in Orlando, Florida, and it is amazing. And I am so grateful, happy, blah, blah, blah. So that was my little announcement that, yay, I made it, and thank you. Yeah, so I'm a bit scattered. It hasn't sunk in, and I am lost for words. And it was really hard to be excited when you had to wait for confirmation. Oh, thank you, everyone. Thank you. Oh, hello, Angela. Thanks for watching. It's way past your bedtime. Thank you, Kay. Thanks, Glenda, for watching, and Glenda L for watching, and Jody. So there we go. And All right, so let's make a card. So tonight we're making a card with the More Than Autumn set. Now, when I started this month, I had all these intentions of having all these blog posts, and I had them all planned out. And yeah, I just wasn't able to do what I had planned. So the More Than Autumn set is my mini catalogue bundle of the month. And my annual catalogue bundle of the month is actually the Stamping Right markers. Now, I forgot to say, everyone who placed an order with me this month goes in the draw to earn or to win a set of the 4 colour families Stamping Right marker collection. All right, so that's a really that's a good prize, and that is a couple of $100 worth, and it shows how grateful I absolutely am. So, okay, so let's talk about this More Than Autumn bundle. So this was designed by one of the $1 Million Achievers. So when you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, when you eventually achieve your $1 million in sales, you get to work with the Stampin' Up! Design team to create a stamp set. And I do try to get a lot of these $1 Million Achiever ones because I know how difficult it is to sometimes come up with ideas for a great stamp set. So this is one that I thought, well, you know, we all know why I picked it. It has coffee and it has donuts and it has gingerbread men. 3 of my favourite things. Okay, so that's why I picked this stamp set, and I thought that, you know, we could play with the markers with this. And I don't know what I've got so I came up here thinking that I've put all of my, which I did, I know that I did, I put all of my blocks away, but they're missing. So we're going to go with different blocks, and I have no clue where they are. They're not downstairs with my other case of blocks, so I don't know where they are. So we're going to showcase the Stamping Right markers, and we're going to showcase this More Than Autumn stamp set. So I've got my card base, I've got an inside for my card. So this is just half an A4 and it's a bit crumpled. I don't know why it is. And then this is 10.5 centimetres by 14.5 centimetres. Then for the front, I have a piece of basic white. Oh, the colour is Melon Bamboo. I have a piece of Bubble Bath, which I haven't used up for a while, so I thought it might be nice to use that. It's one of my favourite colours. You'll see it's on a lot of my branding, as is Melon Bamboo, you know, a bit of pink. All right, and then I've got a few scraps of that and a few scraps of white in case I need them. I have already cut out some lovely little pieces. So I've stamped and cut out with the dies because, to be honest, I didn't know. Oh, he probably does, Megan. I don't know where they would be. But I didn't know tonight whether I would be steady enough to stamp because I'm super excited. And I didn't know whether I could die cut because my emotions are like a big roller coaster. So I thought, well, I'll stamp them and die cut them. And so I've also got some shimmery white embossing paste. So I've done 3 donuts. I've done the cream for the coffee. And I thought, well, I'll give the words a try, but let's start. Now, in previous, I'll move these out of the way except for this one. And I'm going to move these to the top so everybody know they're right at the top there. So when they go missing, we can say, Chrissy, you put them at the top. And I did some hearts as well. I did 2 hearts. I'm going to put them all back in here so that they're not missing. Because you know how every video I manage to lose something. All right. So, I'm going to grab my Sizzix stamp positioning tool. Now this is called a stamp and stencil tool, I think that's what it's called. And I'm going to grab that. And so what I've done is, did everybody see the clearance rack was up to date today? Oh, hello, Lindley. Lovely to see you. I bet it's past your bedtime there. Okay. So I've got this stamp positioning tool, and it is what you call a stencil and stamp tool. And you can get these little things that go on the top that you can attach to this tool. Like, I can show this because Stampin' Up! No longer has a stamping positioning tool. And so I can show this. So what you do is you just get your one of these little things and you pop it over the top of this here, and it's got some sticky stuff on it. And so I'll grab my pick tool has got the wrong attachment on it, so I'm just going to grab my scissors, the point of my scissors, and you tack the backing off that tool. Now in the clearance rack today, when it was refreshed, they had the 4 square decorative masks. If you don't have these in your set, I recommend that you get them. They probably will sell out. So, and all you do is you just grab, just place the edge of your Stampin' Up! Mask over that sticky bit, right? Like that. So this one doesn't have a lot of room for wriggle room. So then when you're using your blending brush, it doesn't move. Okay. Yes, Jody, I think they did keep the free shipping and clearance rack apart, definitely. And but it's all about, you know, them doing what's best for their business, isn't it? So now I've got my little and I think you could put 2 of them together, like one on each side, so you could wedge it between them, but I don't think you need to. I'm just going to take my piece of bubble bath cardstock. Oh, Talia, thanks for watching. You missed my little announcement, which was that I received a lovely email today from Stampin' Up! That said that I met all the requirements to achieve the incentive trip. Now I'm doing it on this one, and then I'm going to do some on the white that goes on the inside, okay? So, we're not using markers for this bit, and I was going to use bubble bath ink, but I've accidentally bought up Pretty in Pink. I don't know how that will go on the bubble bath, so let's just try it on a piece of scrap first. Right. So this thing here holds your stuff in place, right? I'm just going to try it. Let's see. I think it's too dark. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. So I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use the Melon Mambo because that fits in with the colours that I wanted to use. Okay. So I've got my ink and I am just going to put a bit of ink on the centre. And I'm okay with the Melon Mambo and the pink. And I'm just being very, very, I don't want it too heavy. And I don't want it all over the card. I just want it over a section of the card. More towards the middle. Okay. So now I can just lift that off. And see, it's just in the right spot. And it should really stick together. Because this doesn't have a huge border, it doesn't necessarily stay on there. But if you had a bigger border around your stencil, it would definitely stay on. Alright, so that's what I've done for that one. I want to actually lift that up. So this bit of paper here is a sticky bit of paper. And I want to just pop my bit of white on that's going to be for the inside. I'm going to wedge two of them together so it doesn't keep coming off. Now I got this Stampin' Stencil tool from Spotlight. And I know it's not a Stampin' Up thing, but we are allowed to use Stampin' Up, non-Stampin' Up products that complement Stampin' Up products. And since we don't have the Stamparatus, I wanted to use something that is available on the market at the moment. Okay, just want to check that this is the right one. Yep. So we've got this one here. We're just going to pop this on here. And I'm just going to pop it in the corner. It's okay, it goes off the edge. Now I could use a different colour as well. If I had brought Bubble Bath up, I would have used that. Okay. Alright. So I've got that one. I'm just going to lift this off here. Okay. Now these, as I said, these masks are on the clearance rack from the clearance rack refresh this morning, and they had some fabulous stuff on there. The most fabulous, best bargain was the core colour ink pads. They worked out at about $6 each. Oh, sorry, $5.09, under $6 each, $5.90 something, which is much better than $16 each, isn't it? And I had a few people take up that offer, and I think that was really sensible for them. All right, so, oh, hi, Tiffany. I just wanted to recap that Kelly Olds won our $50 board draw, and we still have another board that's going. But well done, Kelly. She had lucky number 35, and that's for a voucher to use next month. All right, so we've got the front of our card. We've got some blending brush stuff. So I am just going to stick that on so I don't lose it. And I'm not using much adhesive today. I'm just using the teeniest bit of adhesive. Tiffany, I've already shared some news, but yes, I got a lovely little email today that said, congratulations, you have met all the requirements for the Stamping Up incentive trip. It'll be formally confirmed after the reports are run or something like that. So yes, Tiffany. Yes, I did have very, very exciting news and I was so happy. So Steve's now downstairs looking at what there is to do at Disney World, what there is to do at the Grand Floridian Resort, and what else we can do, and how we can fit in a trip to Texas and Tampa, Florida, because I want to see my friends Meg and Cherie while we're over there, because it's so close and it takes so long to get to the States. So, whoops. Now, so I want to see both of them while we're over there. So I don't sound excited, but I'm actually super, super excited, but also a little bit overwhelmed and very, very tired because I hadn't been sleeping and it doesn't quite seem real yet. Yes, Tampa Airport has the flamingos, Jodie. The big Florence the flamingo in the airport. So yes, and Animal Kingdom at Disney World has flamingos, and so does SeaWorld. So yeah, it's pretty exciting. So I am I'm excited, but I'm probably not showing it how people would expect, because it doesn't seem real yet. And I don't know, when you have a goal and you go, and it takes you 12 months to get it, and then when you get it and you go, did that just really happen? I don't know. So, Jodie, you'd be so excited. You'd pee your pants. Oh my goodness. I am. Well, I think that might have happened. But I was really grateful my mum and dad were here when I put in that last order. And I was like, I can't believe it. So, yes. Okay, so we've got the front bit on our card and it looks weird at the moment, but trust me, it'll work. All right, so I have got a coffee cup here and I've got 3 donuts and I have got 2 little hearts. Now I want to concentrate on this piece first. Now this is the top of the cup coffee. Now it needs some dimension. It really does. So I don't even know how I'm stringing sentences together really, because I am a bit all over the place. I've got this shimmery white embossing paste. Now you can still get this. You'll find it in the online store. Mine's a little bit old, but I've got my palette knife. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my shimmery white. I need another piece of paper, I think. Let's put a little bit of paper underneath this so you can see it. That'd work a bit better, wouldn't it? I don't know I know where my silicone craft mat is because Steve's been experimenting and engraving on those. So I'm just going to pop some of this embossing paste all over the front of my coffee. My coffee cream swirl, I think that's what we'll call it. And I don't want it too thick, but I also, because I sort of want the lines to come through, but I don't want it too thin either. And try and keep it within the lines of the stamping if you can. and just trying to maneuver it. And it doesn't matter if it is thick, but you want to, the reason I didn't want it too thick is because I want to sort of see the lines underneath it, but I don't know if you will when I do the next bit. Now, I haven't used this for ages, so it's a bit out there. All right, so I'm going to just grab my tweezers. Now, these aren't the tweezers that come in the Stampin' Up. Or they might be. No, they're not the tweezers that come in the Stampin' Up Embossing Essentials, but they're very, very close to it. They're reverse tweezers. I'm just going to pop a bit more on. Now, I'm going to do some heat embossing, and I don't know whether my microphone will cut out the embossing heat gun. Now, before I do anything else, I want to use a baby wipe and wipe off the excess from my palette tool, because I do not want it to dry on there. And make sure you keep the foil on your shimmery white and keep a lid on it. Okay. Now, I've got this here and I've got my heat tool, so I'm just going to heat it up. Now, at the moment it is sort of flat, and just push it a bit in so you can see those lines. So you can use your fingernails. If you're using your fingernails to maneuver it, it will stick to them. There is no two ways about it. It sticks everywhere. Okay, so I don't have a heat mat under here, but I'm doing it upwards, so it should work. Should be okay. And so I heat it from the bottom, and it'll start to bubble a little bit. And I hit it from the top as well. It's starting to bubble just a little bit. And it's growing all fluffy. Okay. Now, you don't want to overheat it too much. You don't want to heat it too much that you burn it. So I think that I've got it just enough. All right, so it looks pretty cool. All right. So that's the top. That's my, what do you call it? What are those things? That's my cream on the top of my coffee cup. So now I want to do some colouring. So I'm going to use my big block. I don't know what happened to my pecan pie ink, but anyway, we're going to use, instead of pecan pie, I'm going to use a bit of early espresso. I don't know what happened to all my inks. Yeah, it's like foam. It's more cream than foam, Marnie, I think. So I've got my trusty Wink of Stella. I'm just squeezing that onto the block, and I'm just picking up a little bit of the early espresso colour. I want it quite light because I'm doing it on the donuts. And I'll just put a piece of scrap under here. Now, I said I'm using markers, and I am. It's just that my new early espresso marker that I ordered last week hasn't yet found its way to my house. Okay, it's still in transit. It'll probably come tomorrow. Just going to... so you could use crumb cake, pecan pie. I think they're the best ones for donuts. Definitely pecan pie, but watered down a bit. So I've done one donut. We'll do the next one. Oops. So I had a bit much. I must have squeezed my Wink of Stella, so I just wiped that. But I had a bit much on the brush. So I'm not squeezing my Wink of Stella as I'm brushing them. So what this Wink of Stella does when you add it to some ink like that on a block, it's like an alcohol watercolour, if that makes any sense. Yeah, that's probably going to be... So this card looked amazing in my head. Whether it looks amazing when we do it, that's a whole other thing. But yeah, so it's been a very big day. I hope everyone else is having a really lovely day. What did everyone else get up to today? Did everyone have a great weekend? Is everyone excited for the new month? Now, I have to tell you, I'm so excited because Stampin' Up is bringing out some new online exclusives in November. And I saw some this morning and they are pretty cute. Oh, I'm not going to wipe all of that off. So I've got my 3 donut bases. I want to put some of that on my coffee cup. All right. So I want to make my coffee cup sort of brown. It's not a Starbucks cup. And next week, Stampin' Up will be releasing some new kits. I'm hoping these ones don't sell out in 2 weeks. Goodness me. There's so many people who wanted the Christmas ornaments kit, and I was so sad that I couldn't give it to anyone because it had sold out. Except for my retreat people, because we had bought a whole heap. Okay, for retreat. So they were the lucky ones. I haven't put mine together yet. So have any of our retreat people put theirs together? Might have to get together and do that. All right, so I've got my brown coffee cup. Okay. All right, thank you, Jodie. Have a good night. All right, so now we want to colour our donuts and our label. So I'm thinking on my label, I want to have 2 pink hearts, and I've already stamped them. So, and I think we need a pale pink label. So what I'm going to do is just wipe off the Wink of Stella off my blending brush. Now I've got my Wink of Stella Stamping Right marker. I'm going to use that in 2 ways. So the first way is I am going to use it on my block, like that. Then I'm going to grab my Wink of Stella and I'm just going to use it very lightly to colour my label. And you don't want too much, you just want a little bit. And it doesn't have to be perfect colouring. All right. You're hoping to do it sometime this week, Marnie. Well, you need to do it. And thank you. I found you'd only been gone almost a week, and I found a lovely little card on my tiered flamingo stand in the kitchen from you. So thank you. we missed it for a whole week. It was only that I was giving Jan her card from you that I found it. Okay. So the next way we're going to use the stamping, we're not going to use that marker on the hearts. We're going to use, but we are going to colour in our one of our donuts in the light pink. Yeah. So, and like, I think it's really funny that Marnie's card was in such a prominent position and Steve and I walked past it for a whole week. That shows how observant we are. We might have had a bit on. So I'm really looking forward to our class on Saturday, the mailbox class. I've been playing with that and doing an alternate project to that. Well, I've painted it today, so so they're all cut out and they're all. We're just waiting for the embellishments to arrive. So that's a really pale pink, right? So we want to have some other pinks as well. So I'll just use my baby wipe to wipe off my block and wipe off the tip of my Wink of Stella. I want to have this pink, which is Petunia Pop. So that's probably easier to see. Yeah, I did a little, Marnie. So I'm not doing this one quite as light. I want it to be quite dark around the quite dark on my thing. So you can, depending on how much ink you put on, make your markers quite vibrant. Now, if I just went and used a Stampin' Right marker without colouring, I think it would be too dark. Like without the Wink of Stella, I think it would be way too dark. And especially for an area that is this big. But you can use it for that. And I know that my friend Marie from the Gold Coast, her preference is using Stampin' Right markers over blending brushes, over stamping blends. Okay, so that looks pretty cool there. I might add a bit more colour to the bubble bath one, just because I think it's a little bit light. It doesn't even look like it's bubble bath there. And I did pick up the right one. I just checked it. Just add a bit more colour now that that's dried. And there we go. So that's a bit darker. I like that. Now, next colour that I've got in my collection is I've got some Melon Mambo, which is the same colour as the base card. So again, wipe off the excess ink. What about you, Tiffany? Have you been crafting with have you created your kits that you got? Oh, you might have created with your prizes. Okay, so I'm just going to use my Melon Bambo. Now, I want to make it fairly dark. Now these remind me, these donuts remind me of Tigger Mac cakes. Does anyone follow Tigger Mac on Facebook or Instagram? She makes the most amazing cakes. Like she made made a cup, and it was so close to what the cups look like in Kmart. When she put it on the shelf, you couldn't tell. And she did something similar at Bunnings and at Woolworths for the Bunnings was WD-40 or something, and Woolworths was what was it? Woolworths was olive oil. I just love her. I think she's such a good cake artist, and she does these cartoon cakes. So she's an Aussie, so yay Aussies. I think she might be in Sydney or Melbourne, I don't know. But anyway, she does amazing cakes, and she has just put out a book called Tigger Mac Cakes Hacks, and I was going to buy it for my girlfriend Mel for her birthday, but Mel pre-ordered it, so I have to find another cake book to give her. I might give her the old Women's Weekly cake one. That was one of my favourites. Anyway, so there we've got our 3 donuts. I'm still not completely happy with that one. What happens? Okay, so we've coloured it in. I'm just going to go rogue here and see what happens if we just colour it over top now with our Stampin' Right marker. That's a better colour. Now I stamped these in Papercraft. That is my go-to colour instead of black at the moment. Now Papercraft is only out, it's an in colour, so it will be retiring next year. But it is one of my favourite colours. Alright, so we've got our 3 donuts, and we're just going to do our hearts. And I'm going to do my hearts in just with Stampin' Right marker and with the brush tip. Now I'm going to do it in Berry Burst rather than Melon Mambo. So I've got 4 pinks on my card. Okay. I love doing the markers like this. So this is going to be really, really dark, and I'm okay with it being really, really dark. And then this one, I want to make it a little bit lighter, so I'm just going to pop it here. So you can blend colours together. So let's see. Let's see if we can manage to do that on this one. This little heart. Oh, how about we use a brush tip? So, let's start with my lightest. And I'm just going to pop that over that side there. Now you can't really see through my finger, I'm sorry. And pop that over that side. Then I want to put a bit of the Melon Mambo, because that's the next darkest colour. And just wipe that off. And then I'm going to put the berry. So it's sort of like a 3-tone heart. Okay. And then while I've got my Wink of Stella out, I just want to go over top of the first heart that I did. All right. So now we've done our colouring. We've got to do a little bit of stamping. But before we do our stamping, while we've got our Wink of Stella out, I'm just going to grab my Wink of Stella and just flick my project with the Wink of Stella. So you want to squeeze some of it into the lid. Oh, that doesn't sound good. Maybe we'll have just enough. We're just squeezing it and just splattering it over our thing. And I'm not worried about getting it on the white. And then I'll grab my petunia pop, and I'm going to do that very gently with the lid as well. Just a little bit, a few splatters. And a bit with the berry burst. Now, if you're too rough with this, you will wreck the nibs of your pens, but if you're gentle, you'll see that it works. So I like splattering. Okay. Oh, let's do a bit of bubble bath too while we're here. Let's go all out. Because I'll all dry a different colour. Okay, I think I've got that everywhere. The bubble bath has sort of got like an orange undertone to it. Okay, so now we've got to do some stamping with some words. And I think that you had me at, where's the coffee one? Did it have a die cut that says coffee? I thought it might say you had me at coffee. Hot cocoa, pumpkin. It's got a coffee. I don't know how this is gonna die cut out. I'm gonna use it with a bit of my scrap. And I'm going to pop that on the label. And we're going to say, you had me at coffee. And my husband knows that I am a coffee fanatic. So he makes sure that I have coffee every morning before I even get out of bed. So he's such a good man. So he's pretty excited. He doesn't say much, but he's excited to be that. Well, because really it's a team effort. We earned the trip together. Without him, I wouldn't be able to do the classes that I do and stuff like that. So, okay, I'm going to use on the label with the latte. I'm going to do it. I've got my mini cut and emboss machine. I'm going to do it in what is it? Pink bubble bath. But I'm going to ink it. All right. And really, when you're using small dies like this, you should put some, what's the word, of the sticky paper, adhesive sheets behind it. Now, because it's only very small, and so you don't really want to get glue everywhere. Okay. All right, and I've got that piece. I'll just press it out of the. So if you've got take a picture, get a little tin. Now I got this little tin as part of a gift in Orlando. No, in Auckland from my upline. So, sorry, my team leader, for those who don't talk stamping up. Oh, goodness. See, my hands aren't working today. Just a minute. So get a little tin and keep all of your little extras for your tool in the tin, right? Then they're all together and you don't lose them. And it looks pretty too. Okay. I'm just going to get my picky tool and I'm just going to push out in those little holes in the die, push out that coffee. And you've got to be very careful because you don't want to tear it. So there we go. So we're going to, so you had me at coffee, but I'm going to use my ink to just make it a little bit darker. So I've got my scrap piece here. And I've got another blending brush. I've got some early espresso. And I'm just going to go around there, over the pink, just very gently. Because I want it to stand, I want it to be like a dirty pink, if that makes sense. I do miss having chocolate chip ink. That was a really nice colour. And I miss that very much because I used to use it a lot. Now I don't have my silicone mat, so I'm going to just use my scrap and pop a bit of glue on the back here. Just pop a bit on your scrap. And then you can use your take your pick tool or your tweezers and just run it through the glue. Now my take my pick tool putty end is just about finished. But well, I'll show you how to redo that next week. So I'm just going to pop my coffee right there. I'm not sure I like that. But, you know, we can always add a bit more, use our marker to make it a bit darker. As well. So that'll stand out a bit more. Okay. And while we've got that little speck of glue there, I'm going to put my little heart. And I don't know, I didn't die cut that very well, did I? That's all right. I need to cut that with my scissors. I've got to do my head in because I didn't die cut it evenly. These are my hand doesn't work scissors, so I'll just quickly use those. A bit harder to cut when it's got glue on it. Got those scissors, and we'll just pop that coffee down there. All right. Okay, now we need to put our sentiment on. I'm going to do it directly onto my card base. So I'll be winging it, and I'm hoping that you're all still watching. Are we still there? I know I'm going over time. Well, not too far over time. It's only 8 o'clock. Now you want to make sure that when you lay your stamp down and let it relax before you put the block on. And we are just going to grab some Pebble Path ink, which is what I stamp the outlines of everything on. And we're going to go very gently, tap, tap, tap. Now, normally when you would stamp on a piece of cardstock using a photopolymer stamp, you would have a foam mat underneath. Now if this doesn't work, I've got a piece of scrap, I can go over top of it. Or I could have used my stamping platform. But sometimes the words, when they're small like this, they don't need a foam mat underneath it. They just work really well. You're still here, Marnie, that's good. Someone is. Well, there are 6 other people still here, but I don't know who they are. I can't see. So, I know some people are watching while they're doing other things. All right, so we have here coffee. Just going to pop that in here. All right. Oh, Kathy, you're still here too. Lovely to hear from you. I didn't see you join. Hope you're well. Did you see my little bit of news at the beginning? And Glenda's still here. Yay! I'm not all alone. Okay. So I found online, I'm not going to say where I found them. I found these things called wobbles. Now I want to have a wobbly card. So I'm going to put 2 of my donuts on the front of my card. Actually, yeah, 2 of my donuts on the front of my card. And I am going to put 1 of my donuts inside. I've still got that little heart there. So I'm going to put my donut inside first because it needs to just go flat. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Oh. Yes. I'm sorry I missed you. Yeah. I'm all over the place today. But I might sleep in tomorrow. I thought that might be a nice way to reward myself. And we're going to go out for tea and have some drinks when the official confirmation all comes through. So, oops. I nearly choked myself by dropping my heat tool on my microphone cord. All right, so we're just going to pop our 2 donuts on. Actually, I'm going to pop 1 on first, and then I'm going to grab my cup, and I'm going to stick that. I'm going to use a bit of tearing tape. Yeah, it's been a weird day. It's been, yeah. And I had a really nice call from, I'm in part of a business development program, and I had a nice call from them, from the lady that runs that. That was really good when we had a video call not long before I got on here. So that was really exciting, and I'm waiting for my business coach to wake up in the States. And my accountability buddy, she's in the UK, so it was really nice to leave her a message to wake up to say thank you, we got there. Like, because accountability buddies are a really great way to help get where you want to go. So anyway, and so I'm waiting for my business coach to wake up so I can talk to her. But we have a coaching call in the morning, so I'm excited that I'll be able to share that news with her. So I've got my little bit of sticky stuff on the back of that. What I want to do is I want to make sure, like I've just popped a bit of tearing tape on it. I'm just going to pop another piece, but I'm not going to take the backing, another couple of pieces. I'm not going to take the backing off it. And you'll see why in a moment. I might even put, actually I might put a bit of my scrap over top of that, just because I'm doing something that it's not designed to do, all right? Because why would you just use something the way it's supposed to be used? You need to push the boundaries a little bit. Okay. Now I did intend to have all of the 3 of these donuts coloured before I came upstairs. So I got these little things, and they're called wobbles or woobles or wobbles, and you can get them from a few places. I actually bought so many that I have a stock to sell to my people who attend my classes. Okay, so these are little woobles or on a spring, right? So you can buy metal ones, so they've got adhesive already on them. So what I want to do is I want to put a bit of adhesive on my coffee cup, and I'm going to take off the other bit of adhesive there. Now you only can use one, and I'm doing something different because I just thought it would be cute. In my head it seemed like a really great idea at the time, you know. So let's take off this adhesive, and then you stick it to where you want it to go on your card. So I'm going to stick it about there, probably a little bit lower. And so now he's just going to wobble. He's wobbled. I didn't have him quite on straight, but I'm okay that he's a bit twisted. So see, isn't that cool? He just wobbles. And then I can also put my other donut under here, under it, on dimensionals. Hey Rebecca, thank you. We're going to have Disney drinks. Congratulations to you too. I'm so happy for you. Oh, hello Kelly. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations, you won a $50 voucher to spend with me next month, or between now and the end of next month, on Stamping Up Stuff. You were our lucky name on our $50 board. We drew a number out and your name was on the number that we drew out. So I'm very, very excited. And yes, Beck, I am so excited. Disney drinks and treats. And my niece and her husband, they're going to Disneyland this week. So I'm very excited for them going to Disneyland, but not as half as excited as it going to Disney World. Woohoo! And staying at a Disney resort. That's been my dream for so long. Now I've still got a little heart here. So I'm going to pop this little heart on as well. And I intended to put it up here, but I think that I might just pop it somewhere random. I was going to put ribbon on this, but I'm not going to now. I think it looks quite okay without ribbon. Now the reason I use the masks that I used is because they're currently on the clearance rack, and I think they're about 60% off. So yeah, we're going to have to get Disney ears and everything. Oh, and I'm going to have to get shirts, and Steve's going to hate it. I think he'll draw the line at getting a shirt. But we'll work on that, hey? Alright, so that's the front of my card. We need some embellishments, don't we? I love Disneyland. Yeah. Oh, it is, Rebecca. Yeah. Matching shirts. Have you not? Oh, they were all over Disney World last time we were there. And like, it was awesome. So I haven't been to Disneyland since my daughter was 14 and she's in her late 20s now. So I think we need some pretty bling on this. And I'm thinking I'm going mostly pink today. So, yeah. I don't know which one. I think these ones are really pretty. But then the other ones are pretty too. Let's do a couple of both. So let's do some ones on the embossing paste. Some sparkly ones on the embossing paste. I'm hoping they're going to stick. We'll soon find out. Oops. Because, you know, you've got to have sprinkles. Just 3. Yeah, they won't look okay on that. How cute are they? Alright, and then I'm going to have some other bling. Now this one here, oh sorry, the first one I used was the In Colour Tinsel, no, was the, yeah, In Colour Shimmer Gems. And this one is the Tinsel Gems. Oh, you had to put a toddler to bed. That's no good. Why'd you wouldn't let us stay up and watch? No. Oh. All right, we're just about finished. So we have just going to pop these on. So this is the first time I've used this stamp set, and I think it's really pretty. I'm going to put about 5 on because I'm feeling a bit sparkly. So I really hope you like the card. Like, I think it's a bit different to what I normally do. I love, and it captures my love for coffee and donuts. And I'm thinking this one needs to be up here somewhere. There we go. Probably should have another heart on there, but I think that works pretty much okay. So that's the front. The card wobbles. How cute is that? Oh, I could just sit there and do that. That would just annoy everybody. And then we've got a little donut on the inside. So there we go. So that is my More Than Autumn card, which featured the More Than Autumn stamp set, quite a few Stampin' Right markers, and yep. Now anyone who's placed an order with me this month, they will get their name will go in the draw for, or is already in the draw for a set of the Stampin' Right markers. The Stampin' Right Markers collection, I think they call it. I keep going to call it Many Marvellous Markers because that's what it was known as for years. But they retired that and made it something else. So that's our little card. Thank you again, everyone, for supporting me this past year as I've been working towards Incentive Trip. It hasn't been the easiest thing to achieve, and I'm so glad that I did it. for my 15th anniversary. So yeah, I want to just thank everyone. And I'm sure when May comes, you will be sick of us posting photos from Disney World. But you'll understand because you know how hard it was to get there. All right. So everyone have a great night, and thank you so much for your good wishes, and have a great rest of the week. And I will be back on Monday night I'm going to draw it Tuesday to draw the markers, and also I'm going to see some of you at Saturday at our Sentimental Wishes class. So thank you so much. Have a great night. Bye for now, and happy creating.